Hello, what's up guys? I'm Kyle from KGR, and this is wave 2 of the Super Mario Bros. Movie figures. I've done an unboxing of the first wave of the figures, and that was fantastic. No lie, I kind of want to grab another one of these figures, just so I can take the head off of him, and like just move it around and make it replicate Mario 64's opening. Actually, how easy is it to get the head off this thing? It's probably just a ball peg, right? You know what? I'm not gonna risk that. So here we are with wave 2, and in the first wave we've got Mario, Luigi, Peach, Toad, and a giant Bowser, which was phenomenal. In this wave we have Kamik, Peach, Cat Mario, and Tanuki Mario, but Peach being in a biker outfit. Going into it, I was only gonna grab Kamik because that's all I have room for really, and it's the only one I really care about. But I found all of them in a GameStop, so I said screw it, we're making a video on all of them. And before I get into it, I want to mention how much of a missed opportunity it was that we didn't get a giant Donkey Kong. We got a little Donkey Kong playset, which is really cool to recreate that arena, but we didn't get a full-on Donkey Kong figure, which I don't understand why. So we're going to take a look at each figure one by one. So we're going to start off with Kamik. So in the front, you get the nice window display. So you get Kamik himself, his wand, you get the Mario logo, Mario himself, which by the way, I love these boxes so much because they're very collector friendly as well as moving friendly. On the side we get a picture of him, just a regular profile picture that we get on all these figures, and it looks pretty professional, especially when they're lined up on a shelf. It looks really nice. And then the next side we get him like what he looks like with his wand, and then the back we get another picture of him saying premium details and 7 points of articulation in different languages. These figures are about 20 bucks a piece as of right now, and sometimes they go on sale, so I would say keep an eye out if it's not in the budget right now. So let's open it up and take a look inside. So when you open this up, you're gonna have him just sitting in here, and there's a lot of empty room in here. That's like, it's silly, but again, I love the presentation, so it's fine. So we get the wand itself, which is actually quite rubbery, so you don't have to worry about it snapping on you, which is really nice. And then we got Kamik himself, and we're gonna neatly put each of these boxes away, and then throw them to the side. So here's Kamik himself, and when it comes to the articulation, like these shoulders, when I was first messing with this thing, is very stiff, and it's kind of nerve-wracking because I've broken out on how many figures in the past couple of months, and so now I have anxiety. When it comes to the head movement, you can feel a little bit of tension there, like you can feel there's like plastic scraping, and I can already see a little bit of paint transferring on this shoulder from the white to the blue. And I don't think there's really much of a way to really avoid that. Then you get about 90 degrees, not even. There's not much movement in the elbow. And then these are on mushroom pegs, so like they kind of just act as like a little swivel for the hands. And then legs have no movement because it's all being tucked away like this. And it looks beautiful. And then when it comes to the wand itself, you just slip it in this hand, and bing bada boom, you got yourself a wizard. I was really happy to get a Kamik figure because the one scene where Bowser's preparing to propose, that's probably my favorite scene in the whole movie.
Will you marry me?
Oh, yes!
What?
Unfortunately, I noticed that he doesn't really grip it all too well. So like there'll be times where like it'll like slide all the way down here, so it won't look as good compared to how it looks in the box, but like it won't mess with like how he's standing though, so it should look just fine. I'm pretty confident we had Kamik figures in the past because of the video game line, but this one is more detailed because of how it is in the movie. And the wand, like a little gem on top, looks really cool with how you can see every shape on it. But we also get some paint imperfections, like the little white up here. I feel like it bleeds a little bit too much going from the hat to the head. So it's hard to justify this figure in particular being $20. I feel like you're mainly paying for the presentation at that point. You're not really paying for that in the quality of the figure. It's much better than what you get out of the $10 figure, but I'm not sure if it's worth double the MSRP. But I'm still happy to have him, so we're just gonna put him over here for now, and we're gonna move on to Biker Peach. Here is Biker Peach, so it just says Peach. Cool. And then obviously the same stuff on the front. On the side we get her like this. On the other side we get her like a more profile. Then in the back we get this. 16 points of articulation, so this is gonna be the most articulated out of the whole set. So let's open it up. So pulling this out, we got the blue shell and Peach herself. And I want to go over the blue shell real quick because even though we do have this slight bleeding on top, now that's going to vary from figure to figure, but since we have this little bleeding top on here, everything else does feel really great. You do get a little bit of flex in here, which is really nice. And I've also collected the SH Figuarts lineup of the figures, and to be quite honest, if it didn't have that small paint imperfection, I think this would blend in very, very well in that collection. Only problem is, it's tough to display because it falls off your desk. It has a hard time really like displaying itself really. So like you probably gotta get something like sticky tack or something to like stick it there and make it look nice. But this is a really awesome accessory. And I also have some of the carts from Toy Biz from Mario Kart 64 way back then. And I had the Mario SH Figuarts which fit into those carts really nicely. So having Mario or Luigi or somebody be paired with one of these when they're driving, it's gonna look so nice. So I'm very impressed with this accessory. Like good job on this one. But then when it comes to Peach herself, all right, put the box away. All right, so anyway, when it comes to Peach herself, I noticed the visor. It's not in the movie, so I don't know where that really came from. And she does look really cool. She is the most posable, so unfortunately you don't get really that much of a bend. Like, you get like less than 90 degrees, but it still works. And then like you get like a ball jointed head, but unfortunately her ponytail on the back does kind of restrict that. Then you get like hip movement right here, you get universal shoulders, you get wrist movement as well, you got torso. Then these leg movements is actually really impressive. You can really move these things a decent amount. And then we get the swivel right here, right at one of her thighs, and then the knee bend only 90 degrees, and then this is on a hinge. So there is no like rocking it like side to side, so getting the perfect foot placement isn't really possible with this figure. And sometimes you feel that locking mechanism in the shoulder, but everything else feels pretty free. Like this does look good, but I feel like if you're gonna have like a good Peach figure, especially in this outfit, it's either have this outfit with a bike or have her without her helmet where it's just a ponytail, and have her with the staff that you see her walking through the castle with. So overall, I think this figure's alright. Like, it's a decent figure, but overall, but I'm happy that it can stand mostly by itself, but I think it's just going to depend on your levels and your surfaces and stuff like that. Like, it looks fine, but I honestly feel the blue shell is honestly cooler than her. So we're going to move on to Cat Mario. And here is Cat Mario himself. We got the question mark block as the main accessory, which is actually really awesome. Then we got Cat Mario himself. Then aside we got this little pic, and this one we got this little profile, and then there's another pouncing picture on the back. 15 points for articulation. Wait, how many did Peach have? 16. Okay, so just one more point of articulation. That's better. But let's open this one up. And then going into the question mark block, I love the detail on this guy. I love how everything pops out and when certain things cave in. It does look really nice. But it's not my first question mark block though, since I have SH Figuarts as well as the Nendoroid blocks, so they look fantastic. But if this was my first one, I would have been really, really impressed. It has some weight to it. It doesn't feel like a solid unit though. I'm not sure if it is or not, because I feel like there's probably some air in there, but it doesn't feel cheap though, so good on them. So if you don't have a question mark block already, like, keep an eye on this, because this is a good accessory. I like this. And then we get to Mario himself. Ah! There we go. Anyway, so we get to Mario himself. So he has the ball jointed head, so he can move it mostly freely. The tail even moves as well, but that gives me anxiety because I'm afraid it's going to snap because I've been breaking a lot of figures lately. And then the shoulders mostly move. You feel a locking, but like, it's not too tight like how it was with like Kamik or anything, but that's probably going to vary from figure to figure. And then with the previous Mario figure, like just his regular outfit, his body could like move on like a ball joint type of thing, while with this is only on a swivel right here, so it's kind of disappointing. And then the ankles are on a hinge instead of being balled as well, which I feel like to really keep the aesthetics, I feel like this is probably the best way they could have done it. And Peach also did this as well, but I forgot to mention it. But both of the Mario figures have that ability to like have the eyes follow you, so do that as you will. But my main problem with the Cat Mario figures is that when I think of the Cat Mario, I think of him either being on all fours or sitting or pretty much not being on his back legs. But getting an action figure that's going to be able to replicate those poses as well, not very easy. So the Cat Mario action figures just kind of seem weird to me, but it doesn't look bad though. I know we've had one that's based off the video game as well, but I never really messed with that, so I have no idea how that is in comparison to this, because these ones, they try to give you more texture and more detail. But speaking of, we also have the Cat Mario right here from the Amiibo line, and this is originally the only Cat Mario I would have had, but now I have this one, and meow?
Meow?
So I feel like if I'm gonna pose this, I'm probably gonna be posing it like when he first tries to intimidate Donkey Kong, and he's like meow.
Meow.
Because every other pose he's in, he's on all fours. There is no making him look good trying to be on all fours without looking like a very, very odd furry. And I noticed if you point the head at some light, you can really see through it. It's not too obvious, but I noticed it kind of peeking the light in through the ears, so that's a little odd to me. But to be fair, kids aren't gonna be playing with this with ring lights pointed directly at them, so they're probably not gonna notice. But just like Peach, since they're on a hinge, you can't really perfectly direct where his feet are gonna stand. But since I'm gonna be posing him, I'm gonna do it like that, and then we're gonna have him stand like that and have him try to intimidate Donkey Kong or somebody. I don't know. I feel like that's the only good pose I could do with a Cat Mario figure that's not trying to replicate the game or movie. Snooki Mario right here. We got a sticker that's blocking the accessory. Good job, GameStop. And then we have the side profile right here. Then we got this side showing him holding the accessory. And then on the back we have a kind of game accurate pose where it shows him having his arms out, running, and then trying to fly. While in the movie he just spins his tail and just goes kind of wild on that one. So let's open him up and see what's inside. So judging from the Tanuki leaf by itself, if I can get it out. There we go. It's not as high quality as the Koopa Shell was, but it looks fine. I'm not sure how the regular 4-inch version looked based off the game looked. But let's get out Mario himself. And be careful getting him out because his tail might come with it. Thankfully it's just a mushroom peg, so it just pegs back in and it's good. So here is Mario by himself, and he doesn't get as much head movement as much as the Cat Mario feels, at least. But no lie, I feel like he looks more like a bear than anything, with a tail. And then he has all 5 fingers on this one compared to the Cat Mario, so that's neat. The movement in the legs, not the absolute best. They kind of go out when they do. And then just like the Cat Mario, you only have forward and back hinges, and then a slight leg movement. I kind of wish there was a way to pop this out and have the spinning tail to replicate the movie, but it didn't provide that, but that's okay. How well can Mario hold this? Because I feel like they just kind of slipped it in there. Okay, I mean it works, so I'll give it that. And I guess if you don't like the gloves on the original Mario, you can swap it out with this one, so he has just regular relaxed hand instead of one gripping hand. But again, eye tracking, so don't lose sleep. But overall, he's alright. I think the 4-inch version of Tanuki Mario looks better because that just reminds me more of the game than anything. Really stiff. That doesn't want to move. This one wants to move, but that's a lot of tension. Yeah, that's not good. So I'm not going to mess with that one. We're just going to put that back. So now that we have the whole wave in front of us, I feel like Kamik is the one that's really worth picking up because that's an original character and it looks nice. The shell is worth picking up. Peach, not so much. Cat Mario's pretty decent, a little bit better than I expected, but the block is probably the best part. And then Tanuki Mario is just, alright, he's there. So, I feel like Wave 2 was very disappointing. I'm surprised we didn't get a Donkey Kong in it. I feel like Wave 1 is absolutely worth grabbing. If you really love the Cat or Tanuki Mario, then sure, go grab them. I feel like I'd appreciate these more if I actually had the space to really display these, because I don't. But I feel like Kamik's the only one really worth picking up, but even then, he's not worth $20. Maybe $15 at most, but like, 20's pushing it. But that's all I really have to say on these. So let me know in the comments, do you plan on picking these up yourself? Because if you are, I will have links in the description if I can find some listings. And some of them are going to be affiliate links. So if you click those and buy through those, it actually financially supports the channel. So it can be going toward more videos, more figures, and stuff like that. So it's much appreciated if you do that. But that's going to be it for the video. So if you're new and you like what you saw, you know what to do. In the description, there's going to be a social media. In the description, there's going to be my social media. And I guess I'll see you on the next one. So peace.